All right, so you've set your sights on a Subaru. Fantastic choice. But now you're at that classic crossroads, right? The tough, do-it-all Forester or the bigger, more powerful Outback. It's a really common dilemma, but stick with me, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly which one is calling your name. Let's dive in.
So how do we figure this out? Look, this is about more than just a list of specs on a website. It's really about matching the car's whole vibe, its personality, to your life. Are you the kind of person who needs that balanced, ready-for-anything adventurer? Or are you looking for more of a powerful, spacious cruiser for the long haul? Let's figure out which one of these siblings truly fits you.
Okay, first things first. Let's get right under the hood, because that's where the story really begins. The engine. It's what shapes how a car feels to drive, and it's probably the biggest difference between the Forester and the Outback. This is all about what you want to feel when you hit the gas. And this right here, this gets to the core of what each of these vehicles is all about. The Forester, think of it as your smart, capable, everyday adventurer. It's perfect for daily driving, super efficient on gas. But you get that wilderness trim, and suddenly it's a seriously capable off-road machine. Now the Outback, that's a different beast. It's built for bigger jobs. That 2.4-liter turbo option, that's not just for kicks. That's for getting on the highway with confidence, or for towing something for a weekend trip. So you gotta ask yourself, is your life more about daily efficiency, or do you need that extra power on tap?
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This is what the experts are saying. You've got sources like Consumer Reports constantly calling the Forester a top pick for its balanced strengths. It's that sweet spot of comfort, safety, and capability. But in the same breath, everyone points to the Outback's available more powerful engine as the thing that sets it apart. It just hammers home that this is the main choice you're making here.
So performance is one thing, but let's be real. Practicality is usually what seals the deal. So now let's get into the space you'll actually be living in and all the stuff you can haul around. For a lot of people, this is where the decision really gets made.
And we gotta be upfront about this. For 2026, the Outback is really stretching its legs. Literally. It's been completely redesigned, so it's not just a tiny bit bigger. The whole vehicle has been reimagined with a focus on giving you more passenger comfort and more cargo room. If you've ever been on a road trip wishing for just a little more space, well, this is a pretty big deal. Now, don't get me wrong, the Forester is plenty spacious for its class. It really is. But when you put them side by side, you can see the Outback's advantage. That word roomier, that's not just a spec. That's the difference between a comfortable road trip and a cramped one. And check out the tech. The Outback's bigger infotainment screen isn't just for looks. It makes your maps easier to read, your music easier to control, and it just gives the whole interior a more modern, premium vibe. It's a definite step up.
All right, so we've talked about what's under the hood and how much room you've got inside. Now for the most important part, let's put it all together and figure out which of these Subarus is the perfect match for your life. Let's break down the Forester. This is your car if you want a fantastic all-around daily driver that's great on gas, but is also ready to go play on the weekend. You, of course, want that legendary Subaru all-wheel drive for peace of mind in rain or snow. And maybe, just maybe, you're planning on hitting some trails where the extra ground clearance on the wilderness trim is going to be an absolute game changer. It's really the definition of a balanced, do-it-all compact SUV. Okay, so who's the Outback for? Well, you're probably leaning this way if your philosophy is go big. You're the one packing for the whole week, not just the weekend. You need that extra turbo power for merging onto the highway or for pulling a trailer. And you definitely appreciate a more comfortable, tech-savvy cabin for those long drives. It's kind of less like a traditional SUV and more like an adventure wagon that can do absolutely everything. So you see, at the end of the day, there's no bad choice here. Both the Forester and the Outback are incredible vehicles. The real question isn't which one is better, it's which one is a better fit for me. So what is it? Are you the balanced